So the pandemic treaty was a big thing, and we've actually had a lot happening already. On Tuesdays, countries formally adopted the pandemic treaty, which means that they have essentially agreed to the text that's available there. But there's still a lot of work to be done, unfortunately. There's one section of the treaty that's not finalized as yet, and that has to do with pathogen access and benefit sharing. And that's basically how do we then share vaccines and commodities when there is a pandemic. This was a contentious issue for member states, and they've been discussing it for the last 3 years. We're hoping that it'll take another year for them to agree, and this will be an annex to the current agreement. Once that's added on, then countries can actually start ratifying the treaty, and that should take a little bit more time because you need at least 60 countries to ratify the treaty. But once that's done, then we'll now have a pandemic agreement officially. In addition to that, a big issue that we're looking out for was the WHO budget. So Tedros, who heads the WHO, had asked member states to increase their contributions to WHO. He had asked for a 20% increase. And this current financial climate, it wasn't quite sure if he was going to get that. And he also got that yesterday. So a lot of positive things happening. But despite that increase, WHO still does not have enough money to cover its budget. Yesterday, I think Tedros mentioned that they've got 60% of the budget for the next 2 years. So they're still looking for more money. They had an investment round. They got more pledges for the investment round, but definitely still looking for more money. So financing is a big thing. And then there's also resolution on NCDs. People are talking about the current zero draft on NCDs, and they're not happy with what's going to happen there. And this resolution is really going to set the tone for what happens around NCDs. So we're looking out for that, and I believe that's going to happen later on in the week.
And then just one final question. Obviously, we have Devex checkup on the sidelines happening of the World Health Assembly. What are some of the conversations that you're most looking forward to tomorrow at our sessions?
Actually, when you ask me what I'm looking forward to next, it's like the Devex checkup event. This is a news-driven event where we actually get to ask some of the hard questions. We've got Dr. Chikwe Hekwezi, who's now going to lead health emergencies at WHO. That change happened recently, so we're going to be one of the first people to talk to him and hear what he has to say around that. In addition to that, we've got Precious Matsoto. She was co-chair of the intergovernmental negotiating body that negotiated the pandemic treaty. So she's coming fresh from her victory, and we're going to hear what's next to the pandemic treaty and also just hear about the process. So I'm excited about that. Lots of very interesting conversations coming your way, all news driven, all tough questions. So definitely something to look out for.